The Communication Code, Uncovering Patterns That Shape Your Relationships. Let's visit that blog post, 10 Hidden Signs You're Controlling Your Partner and How to Build Trust Instead. Take a quick look at the quiz, those 10 questions about communication patterns. To how many of those questions was your answer yes? Now keep that number in mind. That's your score on the quiz. If you just took the quiz, it will tell you a little bit about how you talk with others, and it shows some important things about how you connect with your partner. This blog will try to explain your score, what your answers mean, and give you some tips to make your relationships stronger. Looking at how you talk and listen can show you what's working well and what might be causing problems in your relationship. As dads, partners, and role models, it's really important to see these patterns so you can create a healthy home. We'll look at how the way you communicate affects relationships, why certain behaviors happen, and share simple ways to build better connections with your spouse and kids. Manipulation and control in relationships can be hidden or obvious, but its impact is always significant. As fathers, partners, and role models, it's crucial to recognize and address controlling behaviors to foster healthier relationships. This guide explores 3 levels of manipulation and control based on 10 key questions and dives into the influences behind these behaviors. Remember your score? Use it here. So if your score was between 1 and 3, then you would qualify as level 1, mild manipulation. Some of the characteristics of mild manipulation include occasional guilt tripping or silent treatment. So that might look like you sometimes making your partner feel guilty to get what you want or giving them the silent treatment when you're upset. It might also include rare criticism or control. So criticizing or controlling your partner, that happens infrequently. Or also sparingly using charm or flattery. Some possible influences that might have caused you to start functioning at that level of mild manipulation are your past experiences. Growing up in an environment where mild manipulation was normalized can lead you to adopting some of these behaviors. Additionally, your life philosophies. Believing that small manipulations are harmless and sometimes necessary to maintain harmony in the relationship can lead you to engaging in some of these manipulative behaviors. If your score was between 4 and 7, then you qualify at level 2, moderate manipulation. And the characteristics of moderate manipulation looks like this: frequent use of guilt, criticism, and silent treatment. These behaviors have become more common. You might often make your partner feel guilty, criticize them, or give them the silent treatment. Regular victim role in arguments. You might find that you frequently act like the victim in arguments and say things like "you always hurt me" to make your partner feel bad. Increased control over your partner's actions. That looks like controlling who your partner can see, where they go to, what activities they might engage. That becomes more of a regular practice for you. Some potential influences, of course, coming from your past experiences and life philosophies are that if you have lived through or experienced or witnessed moderate manipulation in your past relationships or your family dynamics, those can all influence those behaviors in your own self. Your life philosophy, so believing that controlling behavior is the way to protect the relationship or to protect a family and to ensure that personal needs are met, might lead to moderate levels of manipulation. And if your score was between 8 and 10, then you're at level 3, severe manipulation. Some of the characteristics of severe manipulative behaviors look like consistent use of threats, lies, and secrecy. You use threats to get your way. You lie or hide things from your partner, making your partner responsible for your happiness. You might say things like, "I cannot be happy unless you do this for me," or "the only way I will be happy is if you act in this particular way." Ignoring your partner's feelings and opinions. Might look like regularly dismissing your partner's concerns, telling them that their feelings don't matter, or that their ideas don't matter, or that their experiences are not as serious as they might consider it to be. Undermining, belittling, and dismissing your partner's feelings, opinions, and experiences. Of course, some possible experiences come from your own past. A history of trauma or abandonment can lead to a need for control and security, driving severe manipulative behaviors. So either you were abused, had that trauma history, or lacked the opportunity for individuality and independence, either in past relationships or in other family dynamics, and that can drive some severe manipulative behaviors. Your life philosophies, believing that extreme measures are necessary and warranted to maintain control and to avoid vulnerability, or to allow things to move in the way that you think they should move, can lead to severe manipulation. Some of the potential influences on manipulative behavior. 1, childhood environment. Growing up in a manipulative household can normalize these behaviors. If manipulation was a common tactic used by parents or caregivers, it might be seen as a standard way to interact in relationships. Your past relationships also play a role. Previous relationships with manipulative partners can influence one's own behavior. If manipulation was a survival tactic in a past relationship, it might be carried over into new ones. Personal insecurities. A low level of self-esteem or fear of abandonment can drive manipulative actions. The absence or the low opportunities for independence can also drive manipulative actions. When individuals feel insecure, they might resort to manipulation to feel more in control and secure in their relationships. And of course, cultural norms. Some cultures may implicitly endorse certain manipulative behaviors as acceptable. Understanding the cultural context that you live in can help in recognizing and addressing these behaviors. So how does a person move towards growth and healing in these kinds of relationship dynamics? Recognizing manipulative behaviors is the first step towards change. As fathers, it is essential to model healthy relationship dynamics for our children and partners. Here are some steps to consider. Self-regulation. Take some time to reflect on your own behavior and the impact of your behavior on your partner and on your children. Acknowledge any manipulative or controlling actions and understand their roots. Open communication. Engage in honest communication with your partner. Discuss your feelings and concerns without resorting to manipulation, name-calling, or blame. Seek support. If you find it challenging to change these behaviors on your own, consider seeking support from a therapist or counselor. Professional guidance can help you develop healthy relationships. And of course, educate yourself. Learn more about healthy relationship dynamics and effective communication strategies. Books, podcasts, blogs, and workshops can be invaluable resources. By addressing manipulative behaviors and striving for healthy relationships, we can create a positive environment for our families and set a strong example for our children. Remember, change is possible, and taking that first step is a powerful move towards a better future.